What attracted me to be a part of Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill here at ICT, the love of the subject, Billie Holiday. An extraordinary career, an extraordinary life, one of great dimension, and I was deeply, deeply attracted to that life and that career, and greatly impacted by her music all of my life. So it became a very easy yes for me when I was asked to be the director. It became a very, very immediate and easy yes. Performing here at the Beverly O'Neill Theater with Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill is very unique because of its intimacy. It is so intimate, and for this particular kind of work, we're playing this as a two-hander. There's a piano player, the character is Jimmy Powers, and then of course we have Billie Holiday, Lady Day. So there are two characters, and the intimacy of this work, the honesty in this work, has an opportunity to immediately impact an audience because of the beautiful intimacy of the space. Billie Holiday is at this bar and grill, Emerson's Bar and Grill in South Philadelphia, because this was the last 4 months of her life. This is the third week of March 1959. She dies in July of 1959. Unfortunately, the career that had played the great houses of the world, frankly. She was an international star, but she was playing this club, and it was a club that was familiar to her. But at this time, the audience was very, very small. But there was something about the historical familiarity of playing this small house that she had a perennial kind of opportunity to come back and play. And she always loved the intimate houses. And so that's what we're dealing with regarding Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill. Well, it's written as a play and a concert. It's been called a musical, but it really, for me, as the director, it's a play with music. She does concertize, if you will, within the parameters of the play, but there are an extraordinary number of monologues. There are elements of dialogue, but they're huge monologues where she talks about her life. She talks about the journey of her family, the journey of experiences on the road. She talks about her relationships, and so it really is a tremendous play with music and a lot of wonderful, wonderful, insightful monologues. Is there more pressure for someone playing a legend like Billie Holiday? No, I don't know that there's more pressure. The reality of it is that you always want to go into this work honoring the subject. You can improve upon what they did. We're not into mimicry. This is not an impression. This is an extraordinary actress attempting to access the essence of this great lady. And that's what our goal was, frankly, in the rehearsal process, in the early conversations, was to make sure that we honored this life because it was a life worthy of honor 60 years after her death, as a matter of fact. Well, the musical director / pianist, Jimmy Powers, is being played by Stephan. He's not only the musical director for the show, but he's the pianist, and he plays the character of Jimmy Powers, the pianist to Billie Holiday. Stephan is just a magnificent artist. He is a person who came out of jazz himself in his studies. He has worked deeply, deeply in the church. He works very closely with the Amazing Grace Conservatory, where he teaches voice. And so everything that he does has come to bear in the role of Jimmy Powers, and we're thrilled to have him without question. Billie Holiday is played by the inimitable Karole Foreman. I'm telling you, I have known Karole for close to 30 years. We did a reading together as actors many years ago, but we've never had an opportunity to work together. And it is an absolutely sublime experience to come to rehearsal each day, to watch this consummate artist do her work. I'm just honored and so proud to have my name associated as director with her name, because the performance that she gives, and the day-to-day, more than the performative element of what she gives each night, it's what we experience each day that has brought me such joy. The spirit of Billie Holiday is a triumphant spirit. The life, the person herself endured many greatly concussively impactful events in her life, but she was able to take all of these difficult moments and the moments of joy and put them right into her music. She was a consummate artist that way. She took what happened in her life and she placed it in the music. And so there are nights when the blues allegedly is a downer to some, but her blues often had such a joyful kind of spirit in it. Her phrasing was impeccable. Her sense of timing was impeccable. She loved to really bother the tempo of things because it was depending on how she felt that evening, how she was feeling the musicians, what the atmospheric conditions were that night, whether the air condition was on or off. She used all of those things that were immediately around her in her art. And when we talk about the great artist of the world, she's in the pantheon of those because she was able to do that, and she was an international star, dying at age 44, but being talked about and being portrayed 60 years after her death. The relationship musically between the pianist here in our show and Billie Holiday is a relationship that it means everything. There's a shorthand, there's a familiarity, there is a soft landing, knowing that there is a sense of safety because this man knows the artist, he knows the person, and he knows the music. And that's what's so important. It's not just about playing dots. It's really, really about knowing this person you're playing for, particularly for a singer. There has to be a great sensitivity in the one doing the accompanying. So this relationship is deeply investigated by having two persons on stage. Oftentimes a trio is on stage, certain times there's a duo, but we really, really desire to have the piano player and Lady Day have a very, very close, immediate relationship to examine this particular work. What do I want the audience to get out of this production? That's always a very, very difficult question, but I certainly want them to come with an open mind, an open heart, and an open spirit, because we can be touched when we're open that way. Vulnerability is about access. It's not about weakness. And so I'm hopeful that an audience can come in here with a kind of openness and a vulnerability that they then allow themselves to take this journey that we're presenting each night for about 92 minutes and go into the lobby, then go out into their cars and somehow ponder what they've experienced in such a way that perhaps they can then promote some intentional civility to someone they encounter immediately following the performance. The Southern California community should come and see Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill because it is an examination of an extraordinary life, an extraordinary artist with two persons on stage who are absolutely brilliant. We're here at the International City Theater here in Long Beach, California, and I would suggest that you run and not walk to see the work that these two artists are doing on this stage.